When I was growing up here in Bakersfield with my father, who was also an automotive machinist, my dream was to drive Plymouth Barracudas like he had as I was growing up. My dad had multiple Plymouths, and later in my life, in 2014, I was able to come across a matching numbers Barracuda that I ended up buying.
That Plymouth Barracuda was his pride and joy. Pre-dawn hours, dark out, Patrick was on his way to work, and he's going eastbound on Merle Haggard, and this just seems like another morning commute.
As I'm headed to work, the most extreme thing happened that you could possibly fathom. As I'm driving along, I hit an object in the road.
There was a truck that had dropped a huge piece of machinery and left it laying in the roadway, lying in wait there in the darkness. Patrick came along and had no idea it was going to be there and had a huge crash with it.
What happened when I hit this thing is the impact was so dramatic and so hard that I went over the center divider and went into the oncoming lanes of traffic. Thank God there were some great people that saw this happen and called 911 and got the emergency people there. We got great people in this city.
Yeah, we have a 2-car accident. We're at Merle Haggard, right across from the airport.
And the next thing I know, I'm headed straight to the hospital in an ambulance.
Patrick suffered a lot of different injuries in this crash. He had broken ribs, he had a messed up shoulder. Most significant of all, though, was that at the hospital they discovered that he had a small brain bleed.
I was in ICU for 2 days at Kern Medical Center, and I rehabbed after that for months. I was off of work for almost 6 months. I rehabbed my broken wrist, my lacerations, my head injuries. I saw multiple doctors, had multiple MRIs done on my brain. I'd never been in something like this before, never had to have a lawyer for anything in my life. But I was born and raised in Bakersfield, and I knew who the best lawyers were in town, and that was Daniel Rodriguez.
Patrick came to our office and was facing huge medical bills, a long road to medical recovery, and unfortunately, police that had come out to the scene of the collision and gotten it wrong in their investigation. They were pinning the fault on Patrick. Also had this big corporation who was responsible for dropping their compactor wheel in the roadway that was not stepping up to the plate, taking responsibility, was not telling Patrick, what can we do to make this right? And that left him with no choice but to seek out representation.
I was in the right hands with Daniel Rodriguez. Working with the firm was a great experience. They helped me with everything you could possibly imagine. They went above and beyond to help me as far as getting me the right doctors to go see, having the right checkups, making sure that I was functioning okay.
Patrick's case took a long time. It was a long, arduous road. The corporation that was responsible for dropping this huge hunk of metal in the middle of the roadway, they and their insurance company did what we see, unfortunately, all too often, which is to blame the victim and make it seem as though he's making it up, exaggerating, faking it, when anybody who knows Patrick just knows that that's not true. That's not who he is.
Plus, we had really great witnesses. And the good thing about this is Rodriguez and them, they tracked down these witnesses. These people came forward, some through community that knew me, that have known me for years, that had known that car and known who I was, that was even at the scene, that saw what happened. They tracked them down and they testified, no, he was not speeding.
The case, after several years of litigation, finally the big corporation and their insurance company finally admitted that this crash was their fault and threw in the towel. We were able to reach a substantial settlement just before trial was set to begin.
It was a great relief weighted off my shoulders. It had been a long, long haul, and everything ended up beyond what I expected. I will be provided for the rest of my life. My family will be taken care of for the rest of their life. And I am very grateful for that. Very, very grateful for that.
It's incredibly satisfying, fulfilling to right a wrong, to help out a victim that's being wrongly blamed for something that was not their fault.
If you have something that you have been wronged, you've been hurt, you've been maimed, see Daniel Rodriguez. They will take care of you. They will fight for you. They would not take your case if they didn't know they could win.
At Rodriguez and Associates, when you need us, we'll be here for you.